Well, as we mentioned, Minnesotans did get a chance to voice their opinions today as they went to the polls to decide who will represent their party in November's general election. And our Scott Sheehan was at Brainerd's polling locations. He has the story.
Hi, well, welcome. You need to register.
That was a similar greeting heard throughout Minnesota during today's primary election. Brainerd had 8 different polling locations to decide which candidate will make their way onto November's ballot.
We've had a number of training sessions already, and that pretty well prepares us today as a warm-up for the general election in November.
Unlike the general election, today's voters were only allowed to vote for their party's candidates.
Well, you can vote independent, Republican, or Democratic, and there's a nonpartisan ballot.
Whether you've been voting for years or a first-time voter, Brainerd's election judges were there to make sure every vote counted.
Someone comes in and they give a name, they go across here, and if they're in here, then they sign their name, and if they're not in here, then they have to go over to the registration.
It was time to register to vote before I go off to college, and walked in, straightforward process, 5 minutes in and out.
Today's voters say it's our duty as Americans to respect those who fought to give us the right to voice our opinion, to vote.
It is definitely an obligation and a privilege, both, to vote for who we want to lead us.
If you don't vote, don't complain is what it amounts to, because you don't really have a right to if you haven't exercised your responsibility to participate in the process.
Brainerd election judges say registered voters should bring an ID with their current address with them, and non-registered voters should bring an ID plus a document like a bill with their current address to vote on the day of the election.
Day of election, yes, they can. It's easier if they do it beforehand, but a lot of people don't bother doing that.
Brainerd election judges say about 10% of the voters showed up to vote today, and they hope to see all eligible voters this fall.
Thanks for voting. We'll see you in November.
Scott Sheehan, Lakeland News.
And for more information about how to register to vote, you can visit this story on our website, lptv.org, or also visit our Facebook page.
If you've enjoyed this segment of Lakeland News, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution to Lakeland Public Television.